Hey guys, Rachel Kelly here over at rachelkelly.com. Just wanted to shoot you a quick video if you are the person wanting to know what to sell, right? And I must tell you that you probably want to grab a pen and piece of paper because the information that I'm about to share with you is from a multiple seven-figure income, my mentor. And so therefore, there's some things that he continues to pass along to me, and I want to pass them along to you because I believe it's vital information. I have spent many years wasting time and, frustrated, but it's okay because I feel like, part of my mission is to help you get the confidence in order to really build a solid foundation. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. One of the things that you want to do is you must know what industry you are working in, right? If you're going to be in e-commerce, be in e-commerce. If you're going to be in internet marketing, be in internet marketing. If you're going to be a coach, you just need to decide, when we think about, Bill Gates, right? No. Let's go to Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, he was 7 years old and he started investing then, right? So his industry is investing, one of the wealthiest, I think he is the wealthiest, individuals on the earth, right? And so he stuck with one industry. A lot of times what we do is we try to jump from this industry to that industry. And the problem with that is that many, we don't have that time, right? We only were promised so many years. And a lot of times we want to do something different. So, but, know the industry. If you've already been in the industry for 30, 40 years or 20 years, maybe it's time to just kind of look at that industry and see what kind of products you can pull out of that industry. So that's your first thing. And, one of the things that you want to do is you want to, this will help you to decide on a product. Let your pain be your product, right? What kind of pain have you had? Like Robin, I think her name is Robin Roberts on Good Morning America. She ended up with cancer, right? And she allowed her pain to be able to produce some things for her. So what is your pain? What is it that you've gone through? What experiences have you had that you could help someone else with, right? I have some great ideas that's coming all through my head and it's driving me, I'm really excited. But in the meantime, I'm just kind of giving you all this information because I think it is really important that you know. Okay, so number one is you really got to know what industry, and you have to know what you're here to do. And I did some videos yesterday, or I did a video yesterday and a day before to help you figure that out. And if you have not figured it out, it's time for you to message me and say, hey, Rachel, I need some help figuring out what industry I'm supposed to be in. What is my destiny plan? So that's the first thing, right? For you knowing that. The next thing that you want to do is once you come up with an idea, right? So I'm going to give you, for me, okay, so I'm dealing with moms, right? And one of the things that I'm thinking about is I'm thinking about health and beauty, right? Because, I'm talking to moms about being more confident. And I know one of the things that helped me to be more confident was, originally I started out, wearing makeup, right? That was one of the things for me. So I'm thinking in my mind that might be good, but then again, it may not be good, right? So you want to do the research. And, if you want to sell on e-commerce, it's the same. It's the same exact thing. It does not change. This strategy is crucial regardless of what industry you're in. So you do the research. And the best way to do research is to connect with the top 10 people in that industry that you are in and interview them. You start asking them questions about, about what they're doing. And you ask them the question of, if you were in my shoes, my age, what would you have done? What would you do differently? And you ask them those questions, and more than likely, that's another thing, ladies. I'm just going to say ladies because I think that's who I'm speaking to. Another thing you got to think about is a lot of time we lack the confidence and we don't believe that people want to speak to us. We don't, who am I? Why would they want to speak to me? You got to get rid of that. That's called stinking thinking. Right? The next thing is after you do your research, right? And you got to research really good. Don't do some of this petty research that people think about doing. Do the interviews. That is the most powerful place to be, is interviewing someone who has already made it to the top, someone who is already doing what you think you want to do. If you want to sell, I don't know, keys, right? So you get in contact with, the top 10 CEOs of key companies. And you interview them And then you find out what the trend is. And if you keep hearing the same thing over and over again, and they're saying, don't do keys, but maybe do, I don't know, hide the magnets or something. That's a key for you that might be your product right there, right? So keep that in mind. The next thing is, and in a minute I'm going to look at my notes because, I only remember so much. But the next thing is that you want to do, I said research. So now you want to do, I know what it is, but I can't remember. Okay, so we've done the research. Oh, I know. Testing, right? So we want to test. And, it doesn't, you can come up with all these great ideas, but if you don't test, and I'll give you a good example. Okay, say, for example, you're selling on Amazon. And you're thinking, oh, this is the product. I see that it has the best selling rank, et cetera, et cetera. And so, therefore, you're like, oh, I'm going to go buy like 500 of them. We made this mistake. Don't do that. Okay, don't do that. You need to test that product, which means you need to order it, you need to get it in, you need to get a feel for it, you need to put it up on a site that is not going to be so hard on you, because Amazon is really, really hard on putting a bad product out there. And then you want to sell it on those platforms, and you want to get some reviews from your customers. You want to find out, what your customers think about that particular product, right? That's the true testing stage. Now, let's say, for example, you're thinking about going into a certain industry. A way to test without having to spend a lot of money is you go and you work for those people, right? If you want to be an internet marketer, right, or a network marketer, go and start working for somebody who does sales calls, right? Because we already know that relationships is the most powerful thing that you can learn how to do, especially in network marketing. If you don't know how to build a relationship with people, then it's going to be very difficult. So go work for somebody who is, does telemarketing, and then you'll get over that fear of talking on the phone, right? Okay, so you definitely want to make sure that you are testing. Test until you have lost your mind, right? Sam Walton, when I found this out, I thought, this is crazy. Sam Walton used to stay in the competitor stores more than he stayed in his own. He actually went to Brazil and was on the floor crawling around, measuring their floor. Then they didn't put him in prison because they didn't know what he was doing. But he was measuring his competition. So always be in the phase of testing, and observing. And that's what one thing he was doing. He was observing his competition. So that would be the next one, is to observe. Observe what they're doing. If you're on Amazon again, go look and see what your competition is doing. Go see if you want to do what they're doing. See, just pay attention to it. What do they do here? How does their listing look? Right? Observe. And again, that's an indie industry that you are in. The next one is you always want to analyze the results, right? So you want to look at, like we sent one product in, and because we did not do the initial research, right? We didn't see where our competition was. We end up sending in a product that just kind of sat there. So it's really, really important that you analyze your results. And it's okay if it doesn't come out okay. It's okay, because that's all a part of the process. But you must analyze the results that you get. The next one is you want to bounce your findings on other smart people. So like you have this idea, I have a friend of mine, she's, it's funny, we get together and we just love to just bounce ideas off of one another. And it's really, really powerful because it helps you to be able to, tweak, do things a little bit differently. So bouncing ideas off smart people is a good idea, and make sure that you're doing that as well. The next one is you need to make a decision, right? Make the decision. Okay, either you're going to go ahead and do this or you're not. You're getting good results, so you're going to tweak it and make it better, or you're going to stop. You're not even going to pursue this anymore. But what's key is, and this is where many people make a mistake at, is that you not think that this is going to happen overnight. A lot of people want to jump in it, they want to make the money, and then they end up, they crash and burn, right? So make sure that, it's like what they say about the turtle and the hare, the turtle typically wins, right? I mean, that's what they say. So, because sometimes we take off and we go so fast that we never really get to that place. And so When something first is a new thing, do we want to be the first to put it up? Not necessarily. Do we want to be the last? No, because more than likely we're going to lose out because we're the last. So when you see there's a lot of competition at, you don't necessarily want to go there. You want to get creative and find a product that is different, right? Where the 2%ers are at. But if you see a field or industry that is heavily populated with a particular product, you don't want to go there, right? You want to be like the third person that's picking up the trend. So keep that in mind as well. And know that, you know, when you have a product, you're going to look at, you know, that product could last, you know, 3 to 5 years, right? It might not last that long, but there's a lifespan for every product. So while that product is doing well, you want to always be thinking about your next product. One thing I forgot to tell you before I close this video out is that when you get to the decision point and you decide that you don't want to go with that product, right? You want to go through this entire cycle all over again. And the more cycles you go through, the more chances you have of being wealthy. The more chances you have of being wealthy, the more cycles you go through. This may take 6 months, it may take a year, but don't rush the process, right? I know when you get to my age, you be thinking, I got to hurry up and do something. But it's really, really crucial that you not do that. You know, take the time, do the research. The research will tell you quite a bit. And those 7 steps that I just gave you, make sure you do those. Make sure that you are 1, again, in the right industry. 2, you do your research. 3, you do your testing. 4, your observation. You're analyzing. 5, I know decision is the last one. And then bounce off of smart people. Make sure you do those things, guys. Hey, I know this video was a little longer than normal, but I hope that you got some tips from this stuff. And again, you know, I love studying multimillionaires. And so this is the information that I got firsthand, and that I'm not gonna say I did, but we have spent quite a bit of money to get access to. And I really, really believe that once you learn something, you should never keep it to yourself. So take action. And with that being said, I'm going to ask you at the end of this video, or right now, you know, you don't have to give me a specific, you know, like you could give me an industry. Tell me like a range of where you think it's going to be. What product, what industry are you in, and what product do you plan on providing? Or even, you know, just a hypothetical guess, you know, what product is that? What product do you think that you are going to produce? My friend, hey, look, I was great having you. Go over to my blog, jump on, you know, grab my newsletter if you would like. If not, just stay updated, because I will be posting these videos and content like this on my blog, RachelKelly.com. And have an amazing day. And we will come back with you tomorrow for some more good nuggets. Take care, and we will see you later.